Child, if y'all ain't seen what's going on in Dalton, Illinois with the mayor and the trustees, okay. If you thought it was bad with her spending money and going crazy and talking to them any kind of way and the police and trips out of the state, they've been talking about the Vegas trip, right? It gets so much worse.
This is an official complaint from the Illinois Department of Human Rights. They have launched an investigation into the mayor of Dalton, Thornton Township, and this unnamed trustee. You read the document, you started crying. Why?
That could have been any one of us. Oh my God.
What do you think about the allegations you just read in those complaints with the Illinois Department of Human Rights?
I'm appalled. I'm literally sitting here shaking because I cannot believe that something like this has taken place. It's disheartening right now, and it's disheartening on so many levels. Regardless of what we're going through in politics, this is somebody's livelihood. This is someone that, oh my God, I'm just appalled. This is a woman. This is a woman that I don't know, what has happened, but just even these allegations and for someone to have the leader that's in our community that always speaks on black women to cover up something like this is outrageous. I'm furious. I can't believe this. I'm furious. This makes no sense. I'm hurt and I'm furious. That means that these people have known about this for some time. It's almost a year later. And to find out something like this makes no sense. Everybody should be prosecuted to the full extent. Everyone involved, even if you knew about it and you covered it up, you as well should take part of this blame here. You should take fault. Something should happen to you as well. If you know something, say something. This trustee always speaks. If you know something, say something. Well, you've done something and you said nothing.
I think I'm saddened by it, and I think that it's a lot to digest at the moment. Being a woman in this town where, we've been fighting in terms of just for transparency in general. The biggest fear is always, how far is this going to go before someone gets hurt? And now I feel like this is what it's come to. And
when you say how far is this going to go before someone gets hurt, what does that mean?
In the village, we actually a few weeks ago we set put a resolution in place so that we can ask that the FBI come in and investigate our leadership and our administration, because we know some things aren't right. We just didn't know to what extent. And now this just goes back to the lack of transparency, because there's no way that this should have taken place. And as a board, we not know about it.
A lot of things that happen out here, only a select few know what really goes on out here. So everybody is not privy to that information.
Did you know anything about this incident?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
this
not.
Was news to you reading that?
News, shaken up, saddened. Just appalled.
Did anybody, by show of hands, how many of you knew about these allegations?
Nobody. No.
They never tell us much anyway, so we're used to it.
There was no scuttlebutt?
Nothing.
What happens next? Will this be brought up, part of the agenda? We're going to discuss this. What happens next? What's the next move as trustees?
My thing is that everybody involved, if you hold a position, you should resign immediately. There's already enough shame being brought to this village. How much more? How much more? You should resign your seat.
Are you talking about the trustee the
trustee, unnamed trustee, mayor, even if you're for the township, because we're part of the township, you should resign as well.
Would everybody agree to that?
Absolutely. This is ridiculous. I would say that Tiffany Henyard, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Supervisor Tiffany Henyard should definitely resign immediately. For you to cover up something like this, allegations of someone doing this to someone, is horrible, and you cannot leave the village of Dalton under these circumstances. That's why when we had the special meeting about FBI investigations and outside sources, it had nothing to do with this, because we didn't even know about this. This just adds to the plate. Somebody has to come in and do something. This is terrible for us, and I feel sorry for the young lady. I'm a woman. I have a daughter. And she has a daughter, and she gets on TV and says, the black woman, how could you do this to another black woman? This is terrible.
People wonder why we fight so hard, and it's like we're not fighting to be defiant, but we're fighting for what's right.
Oh, I know.
This is the last
Absolutely.
straw right here. This is
This
too
the
much.
last-
This is too much.
Yes.
This is
Something definitely, as you said, has to be done.
Something.
It has to be done. It has to be done. You are as much of the blame as everyone else is. When you keep something, how can you live with yourself knowing that this happened on your watch? Do you have a heart? You always speaking, God has me. Well, who has us?
That's why she didn't want to say that she went to Vegas on TV.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions?
Yes. So many things she could have done.
We are all different people, all in this village, township. Everybody's not disgruntled. The only common denominator in this picture is her.
I typically joke when I say this, but now it's not even funny. I tell the trustees all the time, I say, no one is coming to save us. And now, it sets more true today, because no one is coming to save us.
Yes.